What's going on, you guys? Jay here, and welcome back to the channel. As always, we're going to be diving into a USTC video today, and I'm really going to be giving you my perspective as to what I think could happen in 2025, what we could possibly do to ensure a repeg happens, and how we can best nudge it in a positive direction. I'm going to be breaking down all of the ins and outs and my current understanding of that USTC movement being around 162%. As you can see on the screen, USTC has been in a downward spiral for a significant amount of time, the same as the overall movement of the chain. We're in this very, very large falling wedge on the day chart when you zoom out, but zooming in, looking at those positives surrounding the current negatives, it looks like it was overwhelmingly positive during this time. And yeah, people are going to get very excited if you start to try to foster in a burn of such substantiality. We were talking around 33% plus 4.8% plus that initial, I think it was like 36%, maybe 34 to 36% previously. We were chomping through the USTC supply like there was no tomorrow, and everything was being very, very positive surrounding USTC. So again, you've got all of this talk with the repeg, you've got all of the talk of the possible burning, you have burning coming through with the shuttle bridge assets, with the anchor assets, with the mirror assets, and all of those rogue wallets that were burnt by TFL during that bankruptcy wind down process. So all of these different things do have a positive effect. And when we start to add them up, we can say to ourselves, well, yeah, obviously it's going to have moved around 162%. This is almost 2x your investment. This is what we want to see. And what we should say to ourselves is we need more of this action. And if we want to see more of that action, we should continue following the path that we were previously following. But something that is really, really sticking on my mind at the moment is this ceramic repeg, and all of the people that are messaging me saying, did you hear the AMA? Do you know about the new ceramic clay coin? Do you know the ins? Do you know the outs? And what I want to say to everybody is, honestly, I don't. This thing keeps chopping and changing like there's no tomorrow. There's been a development team, then there's not a development team, then he's KYC, then he's not KYC. It's very confusing. And then as an end result, we've now been produced with this clay, a step towards achieving a $1 USTC. But something that's really bothering me is the ignorance. When we go and we look at USTC as a repeg, as a narrative, there is nothing, and there hasn't been nothing for a significant amount of time, because every single repeg attempt involved another coin being involved and people having to buy it in order to restore USTC. And that's simply not the case. Scarcity is going to be absolutely key in this situation. And from my perspective, anybody, and I repeat, anybody who is pursuing a USTC repeg needs to go and patch all of the holes in the system. They need to understand the market module, how it worked previously, how it will not work in this current ecosystem. The system was created for the mint to burn mechanism between Luna and USTC, and that simply doesn't exist anymore. And to put it in short, the market module is not designed for that kind of system, because it's not there. It doesn't exist anymore. They literally pulled the plug on the market module to stop the chain continuing to spiral out of control, on top of seeing multiple different halts on CEX and on chain. So when it comes down to a USTC narrative, you really do not want to see another half-assed attempt make it through to headlines, because if it does make it through to headlines, more people are going to pick up on it. And if it fails, it's not going to be good for the overall ecosystem. Something we need to understand is the insecurity behind the LFG assets. Again, it's not about burning these coins. It's about sending a message and showing the outside and inside that this specifically is what is needing to be secured. This in itself will send a big message to everybody who's looking in that, hey, we're not messing around no more. We're taking our future in our own hands. We're reading court documents. We're being professional about it. We're not making up lies that we spoke to our lawyers about a final judgment, which essentially is a final judgment for a reason. It's a final judgment. That is where you're going to get every grain of information in regards to what is supposed to tie this entire bankruptcy case up, aside from those payouts to make holders whole again. We've seen the liquidating of the BNB, the AVAX, the USDC as well. But what we haven't seen is them touch the Luna and USTC. Now, this is a big issue in itself whenever you're going to try to repeg USTC, because at any point, anyone could access those funds, and we simply don't know. We don't know. As I keep saying, as Chris Armani said to us, they don't even know who has access to the LFG reserves anymore. They think it was Do Kwon. There was definitely other people involved because there would have been contingency plans just in case DK somehow lost his copy of the keys. You know how it goes, guys. You know how to store your own monomics, your seed phrases. So you'll understand that, yeah, essentially anybody could have access to the LFG reserves. They need to be patched. There is a hole there in the entire USTC repeg because these funds simply exist, they're accessible, and someone can reintroduce them into the circulating supply. And from my perspective, yeah, they are part of the total and circulating supply. They have not been burned, and even if you freeze them, they're still going to be part of the ecosystem. Just because we put a piece of tape over the warning light doesn't mean it's gone away. And the next and most crucial and important part of any repeg attempt, and I've said this many times, is the Oracle rewards pool. As we can see here, holding around 81 billion LUNC. And if I just flick us over into LUNCDash Finder, really useful tool, guys. If you're not using it, links in the description below for Android mobile and iOS mobile for both LUNCDash. The USTC, and there's around 275 million coins. This is a significant amount. You get it, I get it, your grandmas get it, your cats get it. Anybody who delegates gets significant amounts of USTC. And if you get a significant amount, well then you better believe All Nodes and Interstellar Lounge, KuCoin, and these other big players in the space are getting extortionate amounts of USTC at the same time because their voting power is getting so high. And All Nodes being around 13%, I think they're taking around $10,000 to $12,000 home per month at the moment. So when it comes down to even repegging USTC, if there was a good initiative, it would just be pummeled and hammered by all of the different people holding USTC as they try to restore it to 10 cents, 1 cent, 2 cent, half a cent, whatever. It is going to be attacked by the very ecosystem that would like to see it restored. And this is because USTC is simply not scarce. There's lots of it available, and it's going to continue to be available until we patch the holes in the system with the Oracle rewards pool. The only way to do this is to actually propose to the validators that we burn all of the USTC available in the Oracle rewards pool, which would be stupid, or we reduce the amount of the reward ratio for USTC specifically and return it to its original system before the crash, where you were maybe getting a couple of USTC coins in commission a month. So these are all of the different things I start to look at when people are saying to me, Jay, what do you think of the ceramic repeg, of the clay coin? I think it's deviating a little bit, but at the same time, because it keeps changing so much, because it's gone from this repeg initiative to a development team, not development team, KYC, not KYC, ceramic repeg, now this clay coin, it is confusing. But again, from my perspective, none of these repeg attempts are addressing the actual key issues, which is solve the LFG reserves, solve the remainder of Project Dawn wallets, solve all of these different areas where USTC could be regularly available, like the Oracle rewards pool, and then you're going to have the best attempt possible at a repeg. Are you going to be able to get the validators to agree to a 40 to maybe 45% pay cut per month? I highly doubt it. And that's why a lot of these repeg attempts, right, guys, end up, I think, in coins, because they start to understand the situation a lot better. When they start to dig into it, these teams look into it, you know, it's going to be floundered by the Oracle rewards pool. It's going to be floundered by holders that are on Binance, where there is a significant portion of the USTC that is sat there just chilling. We don't know who owns it. We don't know who's responsible for it. And yeah, going to the top holders looking, it's around 2.43 billion USTC coins. It's a significant amount. These are all of the different holes we're going to need to patch if we want to solve the issue, which is the USTC repeg. What I am actually hoping for, guys, is a true professional initiative to actually come forward address these issues, explain how they're going to go around, talk to the validators, solve the issue with the LFG reserve itself with so much USTC being sat there. That in itself is a significant boost that could, right, be utilized in the correct manner by a marketing and PR team. Well, why not burn those assets as you're pushing a professionalized repeg attempt that is addressing the Oracle rewards pool, the ins, the outs, the ups, the downs. This is what I want to see as a validator, someone who's built a lot of different tools on chain and has never monetized anything, has not launched a layer 2 coin or some kind of deviation from LUNC. I think I have the right to really come out and say, these are the things we should look at if we're going to repeg USTC in 2025. What do I think is the chance of actually repegging USTC? I think it's 50-50. The right minds, the right ideas with the right initiatives could really change the game, especially, like I said, if they use and utilize their environment, if they look at the different benefits that our system has to offer, instead of thinking, how can I best drain the user base? How can I best drain some of the liquidity of the total market cap that is LUNC? And if you think people aren't thinking like that, Project Remedy has been designed to bleed users, bleed liquidity from outside of the Cosmos and inside the Cosmos to the LUNC chain. So if we're trying to do it to bring popularity to this chain, what are some of these L2s doing in order to bring popularity to their co-independent L2 chains that are supposedly there for LUNC's benefit, there to benefit USTC? These are all of the things that I'm thinking about. And yeah, trying to find the positives, but also looking at those negatives. It's such an important point that we are able here as a community to talk maturely, to actually dive in to these issues and not sit there and make up these lies, which time and time again, we keep seeing with different validators. Oh, I've spoken to my lawyer, I've spoken to this person, I've spoken to that person about DeFi, a decentralized environment where no individual person is actually responsible for the block. There's no one to even contact. Right? There's no one to contact. They did not delist LUNC or USTC during the biggest crash in crypto history, right? They didn't delist it. It's still there. It's on all the major exchanges. And yeah, we just need to take control of our future. I think we're doing it, but we're doing it in small steps. But yeah, guys, that's all I've got for you for now. Stay safe, stay humble, stay aware. And as always, I'm going to catch you in the next one.